Democrats are at it again, twisting a legal pardon into their next political scandal. Senator Welch just grilled Mr. Meredith in a hearing, but here's the truth the media won't tell you. This wasn't about justice, it was about power. Stick around, because I'm about to expose how they're weaponizing this story against Republicans.
Senator Welch.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I think it is. Mr. Meredith, I want to ask you about these pardons, and I know you've been asked about it, but my understanding is that Mr. Baker, he posed as a U.S. Marshal. Is that correct?
Senator, I don't know. As I told Senator Durbin, I did not review any pardon file for Mr. Baker and did not advise the governor on that. So I'm not aware of the facts and circumstances.
Seriously?
Senator, I've read about it in the media.
So you're aware?
Well, I don't know the specifics of what you're talking about. I generally know that an individual with that name received a pardon, but I don't know the facts and circumstances of any of.
I'm asking you whether you know that he posed as a marshal.
I do not know that, Senator. I don't know that. I know that he was convicted. Well, my understanding is that he was originally convicted of a murder, I believe, but I don't know the facts and circumstances, Senator.
I mean, this was widely reported in Kentucky. It was very controversial.
Well, Senator, I think this was in the news maybe roughly 5 years ago, and all the details that were reported escaped me.
Senator McConnell said that this was completely inappropriate. Are you aware of that, to pardon him?
Senator, I recall that many elected officials made comments about that. I don't remember specifics.
You know what? You're a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
And you understand specificity matters, right? I'm not asking you what you knew from personal experience. I'm asking you what everybody in Kentucky knew. This guy posed as a marshal. That was widely reported, right?
Senator, again, you're asking me about facts that I just don't know about. I don't recall that from the you might be right, Senator. I don't.
You know what? Be serious here. This is like incredibly controversial. I mean, so much so that Senator McConnell called it out as completely inappropriate. Everybody knew about it. This guy posed as a marshal. You're saying you don't know about that, even though it was widely reported. He murdered somebody, right?
My understanding, Senator, is that he was convicted of a murder.
And he killed the man's wife. He held this person he killed, he held his wife, that man's wife and his kids at gunpoint, right?
Senator, I don't know. You're asking me about specific facts and circumstances.
In 2017, a state jury found him guilty.
Senator, I understand that it's my understanding that he was convicted, but you're asking me about facts and circumstances that I'm not aware of.
Well, all right. I'll pretend you're telling me the truth, and I'll enlighten you as to what happened. In 2017, a state jury found him guilty. He got a 19-year prison sentence, right?
Senator, again, I don't know
all right,
all the
just
facts
take
and
it from me. We'll just assume I'm telling the truth. And he got a 19-year sentence. In 2018, Baker's brother, that's the man who was pardoned, hosted a fundraiser at his home for the governor, Matt Bevin. You worked for him, right?
I was in the counsel's office in Governor Bevin's office.
All right. So when I asked the question, did you work for him?
Yes.
Is the answer yes?
Well, I worked for him in the governor's office while he was governor.
So you worked for him?
Correct.
And his brother hosted a fundraiser, and Governor Bevin got $21,500, right?
I don't know. I have seen in the media.
All right. I'll let you know that's what happened.
Okay.
And in Governor Bevin's final days in 2019, he pardoned Mr. Baker.
I have seen media reports to that effect.
Right. And he had served 2.5 years of his 19-year sentence. So let me just ask you this. You agree with that pardon?
Senator, I did not review any pardon file for Mr. Baker. I didn't advise the governor on that. That's a discretionary function belonging to an executive
we
branch
all know
official.
that. The governor can do what he wants. President Trump can do what he wants with the pardon power. I'm just asking you, do you agree with it? The guy shot somebody in front of his wife and kids. He got a 19-year sentence. He served 2.5 years. His brother gave a $21,500 contribution to the governor, and lo and behold, he got a pardon. Do you agree with that?
Senator, I'm not aware of all the facts and circumstances.
While you were the governor's counsel, there was a subpoena to get the records so that people could understand what the deal was and why this murderer got a pardon. And you resisted the subpoena, right?
Well, no, Senator. So what happened was, several of us. No, I did not. I told the governor's office I'd be happy to respond to that.
The records went missing, as I understand it.
That's not true to my knowledge, Senator.
Well, where are they?
Well, my understanding is that the governor's administration currently has them.
And they resisted the subpoena while you were working as counsel for the governor?
No, I don't believe that's true, Senator.
But I see my time is up and my answers are not complete, but I can ask some follow-up questions. Thank you.
Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
Welcome back to Jace Manhwa. Before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We break down the stories the mainstream media won't tell you the truth about, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Now, I just watched the exchange between Senator Welch and Mr. Meredith, and let me tell you, this is exactly what political theater looks like in Washington. Welch hammered Meredith over the controversial pardon of Patrick Baker, a man convicted of murder in Kentucky. Welch kept repeating the same points. Baker got 19 years, served 2.5, and Governor Matt Bevin pardoned him after Baker's brother held a fundraiser that raised $21,000. And here's the thing. The left wants you to think this is some smoking gun. But let's get one thing straight. The pardon power is absolute. It's constitutional. Whether it's a governor or the president, they don't need permission from a Senate hearing to use it. They don't need media approval. That's how our system works. What Welch was doing wasn't about facts, it was about optics. He kept trying to corner Meredith into admitting things he didn't even handle. Meredith wasn't the one who issued the pardon. He didn't review the file. He didn't advise the governor. But that didn't stop Welch from pressing him like he was personally responsible for every decision Bevin ever made. Now, here's what the media won't say. Democrats have done the exact same thing, only worse. Remember Bill Clinton pardoning Mark Rich, a billionaire fugitive whose wife donated to the Clintons? That was one of the most blatant examples of political favoritism in American history, and the media barely blinked. But now, suddenly, a Republican governor uses his constitutional authority, and it's the scandal of the century? Spare me. Welch even dragged out the subpoena issue, accusing Meredith of resisting the release of records about the pardon. Meredith flat out said no, that wasn't true, that the records are with the current administration, but Welch didn't care. Because the facts didn't fit his narrative. He didn't want answers, he wanted a headline. This entire exchange wasn't about justice. It wasn't about truth. It was about Democrats doing what they always do, weaponizing outrage to score political points against anyone connected to the GOP. And if you think this is just about one pardon, you're missing the bigger picture. This is how they discredit every Republican who dares to use the powers granted to them by the Constitution. Here's what I see. Welch's performance wasn't a pursuit of truth. It was an attack on Republicans for the crime of winning and using the authority that comes with it. And if we don't call it out, they'll keep doing it, not just in Kentucky, but everywhere. So here's my challenge to you. Don't fall for the show. Look at the facts. Call out the hypocrisy. And remember, if Democrats didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards at all. If you're tired of this one-sided narrative, hit that like button, subscribe to Jace Manhwa, and share this video. We're not just reacting, we're exposing the truth the left doesn't want you to hear.